Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Welcome to Columbus, Georgia, where we are in the Flysimware LearJet 35A. I picked this up just a few days ago, actually, and haven't spent too much time on it yet, but I think a lot of you can agree that MSFS lacks a number of good private jets, and this is probably one of the most well-modeled one we have so far. Now, 24 may give us some additional planes, and we'll figure that out in the near future. November, I think it was November 5th or 25th or 15th or something like that. I thought there was a 5 in there somewhere. But hey, Pax, how are you? Like I said, I don't have a lot of time in this, so forgive me for not following checklist to the T, but we're working on getting some hours in and getting familiar with all the systems. So, like I said, won't be following too much of a checklist perfectly by any means, but I do hope to run through some of it while not wasting too much time. We could sit here for hours trying to figure out where every button is, and that's always a challenge. That's the hardest part of flying a new airplane. That is, this manual is figuring out where all the buttons are. Another cool thing is that we will be cruising at our highest altitude on stream yet, I do believe, at 41,000 feet, or flight level 410. To excuse the barking in the background, it is a roasting here, and the dogs are inside and barking at the neighbors, apparently. Great, you're kind of hard to hear over the airplane. Here, let me do this. How's that? Is that better? Watch some of your videos, but first time I'm watching you live. What's up, is that JJ? Hey, JJ? Maybe I'm saying that right. Here, let's make this a little quieter. We're not actually worried about how hot it is in here, since it's a virtual airplane, but let's go ahead and get rolling here. While we do get started, if you guys are enjoying this content, please like, comment, and subscribe below if you haven't already. There's also some links in the description if you feel the urge to support the channel and everything it has to offer. I hope to be able to get back to more videos here soon. Life got really crazy this year, and I've honestly barely even been able to fly outside of just streams, so I feel a little rusty in a lot of things. Much better, awesome. How's the learning curve with the 35A? I have, how many hours do I have in this thing? I think there's a Hobbs meter over here. 1.8 hours, almost 1.9. Learning curve is, I was able to hop in it my first time and do a successful flight. While at cruise, I still was removing some of the annunciator panel lights up here because I didn't have all the systems right. It's not difficult. It's no more difficult than most other airplanes like the TBM is. The hardest part is, you can see there's just a million switches. So learning what each of these do is the hardest part. Not entirely sure how to handle all the nav buttons over here, but we'll be doing most of our navigation through the GTN 750 here. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably put it around a 6, 7, which is what we look for. We do like to have a little bit more of a challenge than just, the Airbus. For example, as much as I love the Airbus, it is really easy to fly. It does a whole lot of work for you. Currently we have myself, Ken, and Ron on the ground here. Dev had to go. I'm not sure where he went, but he got called away for some reason. So hopefully some others join us, and as we get started here and make our way down to Key West. If you guys are interested in joining us, you can check the description below for the flight plan. It lists our waypoints, altitude, and expected cruise speed, which, if I go reference what I posted in the Discord real quick, we're looking at 428 knots cruise at a flight level of 410, so 41,000 feet. Does look a little intimidating compared to the usual A320. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Hopefully you'll learn a few things as we get started here. I'm by no means an expert, so I'm probably forgetting to do things, like turn the yaw dampener on. So let me go ahead and jump back into Discord here with these other guys. Oh, Dev is back, it looks like. So let's give him some crap for disappearing on us there. So let's hop in there real quick.
It's in the marketplace.
He returns.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
He returns.
Dev is back.
Back. I was just talking about you, how you left us hanging like this, just back in hand.
You back, Dev? I thought I had made you mad, man. I didn't know.
Like, dang. Well, you get your feelings hurt.
I
Go away. You go away for a month and can't hang out with us. I'm just kidding.
I know. Did you have a good time other than getting strep throat?
Yep, I did.
Need
That's
more
good.
business jets and MSFS. I legit went and bought X-Plane 12 when 12.1 beta released just for the Hot Start Challenger 650. Oh yeah, when the Hot Start came out, I was a little
The
envious
hot
that
star is so nice.
yeah, I don't have it, but I've seen a video or two on it, and I was like, "Ooh, this is actually really nice." Okay, so let's go ahead
You
and
don't.
go ahead.
You don't have a choice. You have to get it.
I don't own X-Plane.
Even if it's just for. I know. Even if it's just for a single stream, you have to get it.
How much would that cost me? Like almost $200 to just get the one airplane?
Like 250. Yes.
Yeah, so I don't think an airplane is worth $250.
The hot star is.
Okay. It is nice, I will give you that. Alright, so we were expecting 3,237 pounds of fuel, so let's go ahead and get these wing tanks full. That gives us 2,951, so we need another 300-ish pounds. We'll get some in the tip tanks here. We'll do, that's good enough. A Challenger together costed me around 215. Was that just for the airplane or X-Plane 12 and the airplane? As far as passengers, our flight plan has us carrying 7 passengers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and who's the lucky winner in the back? 7. And we'll go ahead and throw all the garbage in. So our takeoff weight was estimated to be 14,907. So we are at 15,074, so close enough. We did take a little extra fuel, so that's probably the discrepancy there. That costs $215 for both. Okay. Still pretty pricey. As far as the tablet goes, this is pretty nice. I do like this screen right here, so we can very easily get a arrow reference. Quite a few settings. We won't go through all these things, because I'm sure somebody's watched a video at some point. Somebody in Robinson flying around on another video, so let's go ahead and get started here. So battery 1, battery 2, and go ahead and get our primary and secondary inverter on. Jet pumps on, standby off. Yaw dampener power on, and steer lock is currently off. Let's get that turned on. It didn't engage. I haven't quite figured out the logic behind that yet. I'm sure it's just a me problem, not so much a airplane problem. So nav light, recognition light, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. So beacon light. To start this thing, go down here to the, where was it at? Here we go, the generator switches. So we'll do a right engine start today for an even day. So hit start. You hear it spooling up. I did turn the ticker noise off, that was kind of annoying. Graphics are hideous to MSFS, so it's a struggle for me to try to load it. Scenery install setup is so annoying. I guess coming from MSFS, we are spooled with drag and drop. Well, I think MSFS spools us in a lot of aspects, especially graphics. The turbine is not coming up, so are we missing fuel? Oh, do these need to be on? What am I missing here? There we go. Bring in the fuel. There we go. Didn't mean to bring both of them on. So, standby pumps. Okay, we'll leave those off for now. Turbine's coming up. Turbine temperature. Nice cool start. And once that stabilizes, we will turn the generator on and get the avionics on. Let these things warm up. Pretty good and stabilized. So let's go generator off to on. Right generator on. And let's get some cabin air in here. While we're looking at this, we're going to 41,000 feet. Let's get our cabin pressure set. We'll go 6,000 feet, just to give us a little overhead. And let's get our left engine started. Turn speed's coming up. Looking for about a 15% in one there. Oh, that was weird. And then introduce some fuel. There's our turbine temp. see what this one gets to, because we were a little later in the game on this one. A little hotter. I think it was about 50 degrees hotter. Not too bad. And it's starting to come back down and settle. And we should see about a 550 or so on the turbine speed here. Where to settle out at. Okay, there we go. And left gen on. And let's get our avionics. Avionics master. Turn on our little computer down here for weather. 750's initializing. And we need a torpedo heat. And I don't think we need any other heats right now for the nice weather that we do have, so we can leave all that off. And annunciator panel is telling us left and right stall warning right there. And takeoff trim, so the trim is down here, so let's trim back. I don't know why it defaults all the way down like that. It may just be because of the hydraulic loss. So we'll bring that down to takeoff. There we go. And let's make sure our hydraulic pumps are on. Everybody, no smoking and fasten seatbelt. And the hydraulic pumps, where was that at? I don't see an alarm for it, so we're probably okay. GPS aligning. Where are you? Hydraulic pumps on. I think that should take care of the annunciator panel. Yep, it did. Okay, cool. But like I said, not really following much of a checklist here. I didn't want to burn through a ton of time with me like staring down here and boring the crap out of everybody. Steer lock. We want that so we can actually steer on the ground. So steer lock. Get that on the annunciator up here. Oh, Dev left us again. He did it without saying anything.
Snuck out. You gotta
He
watch
snuck
it.
out on us, yeah. All right, auto on the temperature, we want that cold and cool. To try to cool it off in here for the guys. Anything else that I'm forgetting? Fuel computers are on. I don't think I need to mess with much over here. Windshield heat is fine. Nacelle heat, that's the engine heat. Yeah, and autopilot. Emergency battery can go to standby. Primary bus slave and vertical guidance needle, I think is what that is. And then let's see here. Flight plan. We did set this up in SimBrief, so let's go to menu. Import for SimBrief. One thing I did not do was set my track IR up. Well, that's initializing. Okay. And let's set our local barometer at 7.6. We need to set that in twice in this airplane. Now, we do not have a departure. We are looking at departing on runway 13, which is a shorter runway, 4,000 feet, so it should be a pretty exciting takeoff. And we'll pretty much depart straight out and then do a slight right turn to head down to our first waypoint. So let's dial in the heading for 13, which is 129 on the heading bug. Speed and airspeed for when we're climbing and ascending. It's on the yoke. You have to do some key bindings to get that, so I got that bound to my joystick because there's not like a little scrolly wheel like we're used to seeing in the Airbus or 737 or something like that. That way I can keep this out of the way and we can actually see all the buttons. Alright, like I said, no craziness on the departure here, so we're basically going to be cleared straight to 410. So let's go ahead, you can click on that to go to thousands. Go up to 410. Go back down, there we go. And then we're going to want to be departing on a heading and with a speed, which we'll engage once we get going here. Climb out below 10,000 at 250, and then once we get up above that, we'll do 270. And anything else? There's a lot of buttons on here that I don't quite know what they do. I'm sure they're useful, but Not necessarily needed to get us from point A to point B right now. This would be a pretty fun airplane to fly on VATSIM just because of the complexity of it. Alright. Do a controls check here. All is good. Reset the camera, get the track IR, and center that. Let's go ahead and hide this iPad. Get that out of the way. Alright, you guys ready?
Yep.
Alright, go ahead and drop down to flaps 8. Do flaps 8 or 20. And parking brake is off. Steering is on, so we can go ahead and do full right. Turn here. This thing will absolutely roll on a even an idle speed. And I did put the headset on, which dampens the noise nicely for us inside the cockpit. We're gonna taxi on out to the right here. So here, I'm gonna put this at idle. This thing will keep gaining speed as we idle down the taxiway. It's pretty nice. All right. Go ahead and do our transponder here. Let's go to on the mode, and then once we get up there, we will go to TCAS, altitude reporting. I think we can probably take this taxiway right here. Yeah. Delta.
Yeah, or you could have gone to the right and all the way down.
Yeah.
Been on this one many times.
Yeah, Ken and I have. I know Ken. Oh, somebody's driving right through me. Is that an airplane or a bus? The fire truck just fire truck just ran me over.
I see you, but I don't see what you're talking about. It's a ghost.
What's up, Diesel? How are you? Yeah, the on my screen I had suddenly a fire truck just running me over. So we did give it a little throttle there just to get rolling a little quicker, but we'll go back to idle now. Autopilot is turned on. Cabin air is on for bleed air. Temperature set. We can go ahead and turn on our strobe lights. And I think the only thing we'll need to do is, once we get up here, we can probably go ahead and turn it on. I don't see anybody on. I'll go to altitude reporting. So here's the, what I was talking about. I'm at idle, but it keeps speeding up. How's the Lear? So far, I'm loving it. I only have a little less than 2 hours on it, but it has been a blast so far. Don't know exactly what I'm doing, but just enough to get from point A to point B on 2 separate flights. So far we have survived. That doesn't mean we won't do something stupid along the way, though. Alright, I got nobody on approach. Entering runway 13, which is confirmed, and nobody on the other side of the runway. And we should have a bit of a headwind here as we depart. Alright, flap set to 8 degrees. And landing lights. I think we have everything else set. Let's just do one quick survey of everything just to make sure, since we're not super familiar with everything. Heating, extra heating we don't need right now. All that is on. Everything down here is on. That's nice. This panel has like everything up. This is a very important panel. Engines and batteries and inverters and generators. Anti-skid is on. Hydraulic pump on. Horn silent. Spoiler on reset. Don't need to worry about it. We will go ahead. Don't know if this is correct, but we're going to arm the reverse thrusters just in case we have an aborted takeoff. And I believe we're good. All right, let's go 50%. Good, and toga. Now this thing flies like a fighter jet. It's got a really high takeoff and landing speed. Quite a bit of right rudder here to keep it on the center line. So we're looking for about 130 or so. This thing speeds up like a rocket ship. All right, rotate. And we are airborne. Positive rate, gear up. Slowly release that rudder. And let's go speed on the autopilot. I got key bindings to adjust for that. Let's go to nav mode. And we are well up here. Flaps up, 200 knots. Slight right turn to get on the nav track. It's got us held at around 200 knots or so on the speed descent. And once we get stabilized here, we will adjust that to about 250. Crazy rate of climb, climbing out at 6,000 feet per minute right now. It's unbelievable how fast you get up in the air for the first 10,000 feet. All right, pretty much a straight line flight here, so let's go ahead and go autopilot on. And we will adjust our climb speed to 250 knots. And I did bind these things just before the stream here, which makes it so much easier than having to push these switches here, because normally I'd have to be pushing up and down on that, but I can just push a button on my joystick here. Absolute rocket ship. Yeah, look at that. We are already at 8,000 feet.
Climb rate.
Climb rate is almost 7,000 feet per minute right now.
I'm right on 7,000 in longitude.
Keep increasing that. Speed reference. It does not seem to be adjusting, or it's adjusting very slowly. I had that working a minute ago, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's see if I go to the airspeed. We may have to do the manual way here. So if I increase, oh, the autopilot kicked off. We push the nose over. We're at 12,000 feet, so landing lights can come off. Things happen super fast in this airplane just because how fast the airplane is. We keep nosing over. We're looking for about 270 indicated on our climb speed here. Yeah, that's unbelievable. I mean, we shot up out of there like it was nothing. The 260, 270... There's not really a indication for me to see here, so let's bump that up just a touch. And we're going to arm the altitude select. We're about 290 now, so a little bit too fast, but we'll get her back in line here. Let's see what that settles out at. Going up on the 16,000 feet. Check our cabin altitude. It is increasing slowly and holding perfectly. There is 270. All right, we'll go ahead and hide this. We don't need that right now. Let's take a look at our annunciator panel and nothing. And mode. Okay, it was in that mode already. Sure. Back down to 260, so let's nose down just a touch. Not sure why that suddenly isn't working. It was working just fine earlier. Oh, we lost our speed. I haven't quite figured out why things stop working sometimes yet. I don't know if it's a key binding or what, but like I said, new aircraft. First Officer Bodie's barking at somebody. Yes, can I help you? Oh, you see everybody in the back. Okay, now it seems to be working. Yep, we got passengers. What's wrong, Bodie? Maybe it's working. I'm not sure.
Do they know you only have 2 hours in the plane?
I'll let them know when we get to cruise.
Oh, okay.
Can't do much about it now. What? What? What's wrong? What's wrong? Did you see an evil man? Oh, he's all worked up. Okay, so maybe I just wasn't in indicated airspeed again for some reason, but it seems to be working now. That may have just been a me problem, not so much an airplane problem. Giving Bodie some butt scratches here, that'll calm him down. Yeah, we got 33 miles to our next waypoint here. Oh, good. We got the banana arc. That'll get us a cruise right at our first waypoint there. It's currently indicated. And let's do one notch more for the indicated airspeed climb to get us right there to the 270 mark. I wonder. I haven't found an indication that tells me what I'm targeting yet, but I'm sure. Well, there may not be anything. I don't know. It may just be based off the flight director. But I haven't figured it out myself yet. Cruise, we're looking for about 0.76 or 0.78, somewhere in that range. That should get us a comfortable Mach speed once we get the cruise. We need to go ahead and go over to standard on the Barrow. Because there's not a reset when you push. The decision point. Angle of attack. I'm not sure what this is supposed to do. I haven't really seen it work. It may just not even be on. I'm not sure. Marker and nav test. Oh, that's outer, middle, inner marker. Ooh, what's this guy? Climb. CLI and MB. I'm not sure what those mean. Climb and dive. Maybe? Yeah. I'm going to take track IR here so you guys don't get motion sick. That's holding nicely. We're about 268, 269. Let's try inching it up just a touch more. See if we give us those extra 2 knots. There it goes. Nice. Perfect. Oh, yeah, so you can see our barber pole is, what, 0.81 Mach or so. This thing is interesting to read because the way you got the Mach, which is on the, this portion right here. And then you got knots on the inner ring. And this probably adjusts to, oh, this is, you can set your target. There we go. So we're going to target, let's do 7, 8, so there's 8, 9, 10, so that's what we're targeting. Oh, it keeps creeping up on me. What does that mean? Oh, the dial is spinning, not the marker. Okay. I was like, what's going on here? I guess this will show us if we're out of sync for what we're expecting. Still holding at 270 though, so that's good. So the Mach is increasing, so we need to go focus the Mach speed now. So I wonder if there's a way to go from speed to Mach. We'll eventually end up overspeeding the way this keeps climbing. Go ahead and hide this guy. So you have the beacon marker, beacon high, low. You know, that's the sensitivity, I think. I'll have to look that up. Does anybody know by chance? Anybody watching? If they know how to go from knots to Mach, because I'm going to have to increase my nose here. I want to decrease the speed, increase the angle of attack. Alright, we were at our first waypoint, doing a slight right turn. Maybe there is a button on the yoke. Maneuver and push sync. And a red button that probably shouldn't be touched. We really want to be climbing at about a 0.75 Mach or so, so let's keep decreasing that, but increasing our rate climb.
I just Googled your question. It says, hold the left mouse, click the speed knob, and right mouse click to switch from Mach to knots.
The speed knob.
Where's the speed knob? I don't know.
I've got this little indicator here. That's for the Lear 35A.
So, I'm not sure, but I just Googled it. If you left click it and then right click it, does it switch? I don't know.
Well, I only have the ability to scroll. I don't have like something I can select, you know what I mean?
It says, have you selected the little knob behind the speed knob from FMS to MAN? The speed knob works for me by pressing the center of the knob.
I have to consult their Discord to get a picture of what they're talking about.
There's no pictures in this text. Yeah. The longitude, Mach speed switch. Yeah.
Oh, this is the LearJet.
Oh, okay. I Googled LearJet. Let's see.
Let's check out their Discord real quick. Mach hold issue 7. Not sure yet. Nearing stall stated Mach hold and push the power back to map. Where is Mach hold? Low dampener, we gotta engage that. Mach. Check our tanks here. So left tip tank is empty. Left wing fuselage, right wing, right tip total. Leave it on total for now. What does that button do? 05. Oh, autopilot just kicked off for some reason. Oh no, it was 1,000-foot warning. Okay. Makes the same noise. Oh, there's another click spot. You can click on these pin holders up here and get the yoke back and forth. Heading, UR, and op. This is what I get for not reading the manual. So we are, yeah, over 7.8, which we just happen to be right on the money already. So we are leveling off shortly though. So I'm going to start pulling a touch of power back. Let's check our cabin pressure. It's 6,000 like we want it to be. That is excellent. Adjust that dial one more time and pull back just a touch on the speed again. Not used to the turbine numbers I should see for certain Mach speeds just yet, but we're getting close to that bar pulse. Let's pull it back to, let's try 8.8. Yes, can I help you? Okay, how about 8.6? Still keeping us right up there around 7.9. Excuse me. About 8.5. There we go. Now we seem to be getting comfortable. We'll be curious to see how this bounces around, like the, you know, if you're familiar with flying the CRJ, it bounces around quite a bit. You can kind of get it honed in, but it does require quite a bit of finesse. So we are dropping below our target speed, so this is part of the fun of a manual throttle jet this fast. Bump it up just a touch, see where that settles out at.
Mine's got me at Mach 0.84.
8.4. Woo!
Yep.
I'll rip my wings off if I try to do that. I don't think your first officer is happy with your 2 flight hours. Nice. He's disagreeing with the fact that we don't know what we're doing. He's over here yelling at me that about all my experience, and I don't have an idea how to fly this airplane. Very long, boring straight line here, but we can enjoy some of the outside views. I think we just are about to get over Tallahassee, which will be off our right here. Somewhere down there is Tallahassee. You can start seeing the Panhandle. And hopefully in a few weeks I'll be down there on the beach. We gotta book our condo first, though. We had one, and then
Which beach?
to be determined, but it's on 30A, so somewhere between Destin and Panama City Beach, or you know, maybe one way or the other, a little further if we need to.
Yeah, it's
One of
all
our
good, yeah.
one of our to-dos tonight is to finalize those plans. Okay, let's see here. I may have to reference the manual. Something just beeped at me. Why are we beeping? Still in nav mode. Oh, we're descending. Why are we descending? Altitude hold is on. Altitude select. And let's go into vertical speed mode. Bump that up just a touch. Not sure why we started descending there. Haven't had that issue yet. I've been to Panama City a couple times. It's pretty good. Yeah, I really enjoy that area. The whole 30A area is my favorite place on the East Coast to go to the ocean. I've not actually been to a beach on the West Coast before. And if you were a little more along the way, I'd come say hi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where are you taking?
How far away from
Going down
Montgomery?
65?
How far away from Montgomery are you?
Probably about 90 miles.
Well, if you were
Maybe
interested, if you're interested, and I know it's a bit of a drive, we can maybe catch a lunch or something. Late lunch. Well, actually, by the time I get there, it'll probably be around noon. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock maybe.
Well, that's Central Time, right? Yeah. So,
Yes, that is Central Time there.
yep.
I
Just
will.
let me know when you're gonna do it, and I'll run on.
All right. That'll be Lindsay and Sarah will be with me, and one of Sarah's friends, I think.
I think I'm fixing the pad. I'm under you. What altitude are you at?
410. Whoa! My ears, Bodie, my ears. I have noise canceling earbuds and headphones, and I hurt my ears. What? Why are you so upset?
I think I just passed you, boss.
Uh-oh. I am going a little slower than I meant to where I started climbing there. Oh, there he is, right off my nose. See if this thing will hold this altitude this time. This would be a very fun airplane to fly with old school navigation. What'd you say?
So I got a traffic alert. It must be you.
Yeah.
What does the Learjet look from the outside look like?
I think it's kind of ugly.
Go outside for a minute.
Got these tip tanks that just
Oh,
make it look
yeah,
like
look at that.
look like it's got little torpedoes attached to the wings.
Oh, it looked like a F-104 back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like a torpedo. Wait, it's long nose.
Yeah. What'll be fun here when we get to our landing is just how fast it lands, because you got to land at like 150 knots almost. Alright, so we are, Tallahassee's off to our right. We're heading down the coast of 30A here in Florida. Tallahassee. It should be behind us a little bit now. There, hit it? Maybe? That might be it. Got a wingman up here with us. Oh, I'm passing you back up. Hang on, what's my speed doing? Would you slow down?
Slow down a little bit.
Okay.
Give you a chance to catch up.
I'm sitting right around 7-8.
Yeah, I took it off. I took it off auto throttle a while ago.
Gotcha.
I'm at Mach 0.78 right now, but I'm manually working the throttle.
Engine sync. Can you do fan or turbine speed? Interesting how much of a difference in temperatures we have. I'm not sure which one's the better one to use here. It does have a fuel jettison. I have not tried to do that to see what it does, but... Autopilot just kick off again, or do we get to... Why is it not holding the altitude? Roll pitch engaged. Altitude hold. Set to 410. But we keep climbing. I don't understand this. Vertical speed. Let's nose it over. What am I missing here, guys?
What's it doing? Trying to climb?
Yeah, it won't hold the altitude for some reason.
Autopilot didn't flip off yet.
I cycled it a couple times there. It's showing roll and pitch. I'm gonna do soft turns. Going back down to 410. Diesel says it's about 45 minutes west of Atlanta. You might even be able to catch up with us if you want to drive down to Montgomery.
He's not too far from me.
No, he's not. Because we should be taking a route through Montgomery.
65 goes right through it.
Yeah, normally I'll take 65 down that way, in that area, and then go through Birmingham over to Montgomery, and then kind of hop off at Montgomery to go down to 30A.
Yeah, 231 from Montgomery.
Is it 331?
31.
Yeah, 331.
Take your Troy and then down to Dothan and then on in.
Yep.
Used to run those roads with my old job.
So if it were to be Panama City, so what kind of construction they've got going on right now? None? What? There's no way. There's speed cameras though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll take me through Montgomery. And then the fastest route is down 141 to 134 to 87. Kind of gets in these back roads. All right, we are holding 41,000 feet now pretty solidly, so hopefully that stays consistent. What we should probably do, though, is start looking at our descent planning. Now, we've still got a little ways to go, but let's go ahead and look at what we've got going on here. So, don't currently have any sort of approach in the Key West called out. Go to our procedures approach. I'm not sure if there is an approach. I'm sorry, an arrival. Yeah, there's none. Approach. I just got my license a few months ago. That would be one crazy drive for me. It's one way to test your skills. Now we do need to pull back just a touch on the throttle here. Just a touch. All right. We are looking for runway 9. Let's check the weather down in Key West real quick.
Mm, 10 knots of wind, about at 96 degrees,
We got
29
90 at
degrees
10.
Celsius. Yeah.
Ooh,
that-
nice.
That
comfortable
runway
down
is not very big.
there. No, I have landed an A320 there, so we can do it.
It's only 4,700 feet, 4,800 feet.
It is not a pleasant landing in an A320, but you can do it.
Oh, jeez. And they don't even have no ILS or anything, right?
Nope. I don't think so.
Okay.
Got RNAVs. Alright, so we're heading out over the Gulf here. Cedar Key you should be able to see it there off your left there, Ken. That is a fun place to go
My
to.
favorite spot. But one up. Yeah, one of them.
There's some restaurants right there on the water. When we get a little closer and it loads in a little bit more, we might be able to get in the drone camera and look at it some. I've done
It's a
some
really nice place.
work down in Ocala before, and Cedar Key was one of my dinner spots. A little bit of a drive, about an hour, but. Hello, First Officer Bodie. I wonder if you're over here bumping into my trim. I've got the Bravo. I wonder if he's hitting the trim wheel and it's disconnecting something. Pretty sure Delta flies an A319 from Atlanta to Key West, probably. That would be a good flight for a 319. Yeah, there's this little loop right here. There's a bunch of restaurants out on Cedar Key, right over the water. It's really cool. And I'll have to send you some pictures I took from my last trip down there. It's been, oh heck, I haven't been down there for 6 years or so, but it was definitely one of the a very unique place. It used to be a fishing village, is my understanding. It turned into a tourist spot.
Yep.
So
One
it
of
works.
those sleepy, kind of really, I don't know. You just hang out there, you know.
Yeah, there's not a lot to do. It's just a nice, quiet place to go. But we do have an RNAV for 9. So we'll go ahead and load that approach in. Take a look at that real quick. That has us cutting off at Carnu and on over to Key West. We may do a manual vector into Atnall there. One thing we can do, so I haven't adjusted my fields here, so let's go to change fields. And I like to do vertical speed required here. And what we'll do is go to our utilities page, decalc, and let's take a look at that chart real quick for the approach on RNAV to 9. And final fixed approach is 1,500 feet, so we're going to be want to be at 1,500, and that is at Busby. Actually, it has us at Atnall at 1,500 before that. Vertical speed profile, we'll do 2,000 feet per minute. And Atnall. And it's saying 24 minutes on top of descent, so we should be able to go back to our map and see a top of descent marker. There it is right there. Which that appears to be at Tampa. We'll be descending right over top of Tampa. And once this gets to around 2,000 feet, that's when we'll start descending. I don't think there is a field for time to top of descent. That would be kind of cool to have. Let's look. Trip timer. Time to top of descent. There we go. There, that's cool. Top of descent in 23 minutes. Beautiful. And we know that we're going to be descending at 2,000 feet per minute, so we already know what we're going to want to descend at. So in 23 and a half more minutes, should be on a descent. Alright, we are flying over Cedar Key here. Let's take a look at this. There we go. Yeah, it looks kind of crappy from this altitude, but there's that little ring I was telling you about where all the restaurants are. There's the main road coming in. And I think we landed one night in the TVMs down there at that airport.
A couple of times.
Funny seeing how the GPS and all this stuff goes away when you go to the exterior mode. So while we're sitting here at cruise, what's kind of cool about this airplane is you got these windows you can open up.
Can you open it up?
What's that?
Can you open it up mid-flight?
The windows or the door?
Yes. Nope, the windows.
Yeah.
Really? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it'll suck you right out of there.
Some light in here. Let these people enjoy their views.
I know on some planes it causes it to crash.
Well, hopefully it doesn't on this one. There's lights you can turn on. There's a lot of really cool, useless things for us most of the time, but fun to play around with while we're at cruise. And there is some other lights, cabin lights, baggage light, you can dim it. Don't push the open door button, probably wouldn't be a good idea. It's not a very large airplane by any means. And I wouldn't complain about flying in this, but, you know.
It's actually kind of cramped, really.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is a model of a woman, and her head is smashed up against the side of the ceiling there, so. She's got the seat right here, look at that. All the headroom. He just looks upset about something. He's deep in thought. These monitors come out? No. Take a look here. 20 minutes. Stop at descent. Doing good on fuel. Captain's oil pressure. It's still hanging out in front of us there. Got ground speed at 431 knots and a slight, ever so slight tailwind. Or headwind, sorry. Mostly crosswind. So, Diesel, what do you think about the LearJet so far? I think this would be fun to fly up north somewhere, up into Canada maybe, and try to get some cold weather operations, see how it handles those. It's Tampa off in the distance there. Decision height is 580. Close enough. One more. Got a map and weather here? How's this work? Map? Let's show terrain. Looks pretty fun. If it wasn't for the 777, I would definitely buy it. Oh, yeah. Oh, you said that a minute ago about picking it up. Sorry, I missed that comment. Yeah. I bought this on a whim. Not, really thinking about the fact that the 777's coming out, next week. Super exciting. Maybe doing an off-schedule stream just for that one, just to have some fun. And Dev had a good idea about doing a delivery flight from Washington over to the Boeing factory. Definitely don't want to fly it to our hub all the way in Boston because that would be a very, very long stream, and we would have to have some topics to talk about. But we'll have to figure out exactly where we want to go. Where do you think we should go? I'd like to do it in a couple hops.
I was thinking Chicago.
That's still pretty darn far.
Is it? Okay, I'll look at a map. I'm not very good with geography.
I mean, that's 2/3 of the way across country.
That's true.
We could probably do like a Salt Lake City. And
Vegas?
Salt Lake
Yeah, that would
City, or Vegas, yeah. Well, Vegas is just really going out of the way. Salt Lake City does have that really beautiful approach.
Or I love Denver, but that's kind of far. So maybe Salt Lake.
Salt Lake
Or
City.
Boise. That's close though.
Boise's just right around the corner. Well, it's about halfway, I guess. Supposedly next week. Yes, you're very right on that. Don't get Deb started.
I think PNG's going
I
to get it done with, but we'll see. I think they got it this time though. There might be an actual board.
Might be a what?
There might be an actual world war.
Oh yeah.
If it doesn't come out on time, I would not be surprised.
That's very possible. I know they haven't been very accurate with their releases, but you know what? If we get it in the next 2 weeks, I'm okay with that. We've only been waiting
Have they
for
not been accurate
3
with
years.
releases? What happened when the 737 came out? Did they not get it?
I don't recall, but it's just their estimates. I mean, even for the 777, they've shot.
True, very true. But not that they have a date down, unless if something terrible goes wrong. But I doubt that's going to happen at this point.
Hopefully not. The thing looks like it's in pretty good shape. And they are very risk adverse when it comes to releasing things.
Until they magically accidentally lose the entire file.
Lose
And have
entire
to start
what?
from the ground up again. They magically lose the entire file and have to start all over again.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and dial on our course, which is 093. Yes. I'm not entirely sure of the correct procedures for getting onto a nav track. I think you just leave it in nav mode and arm the glide slope, because there's not really an approach button. As long as it lives up to the hype, I'll gladly wait another day or two. Yeah. From what I've seen, I think it's going to live up to the hype for a change. A lot of cool little features that we haven't seen in many aircraft or any aircraft. The iPad looks like it's got a massive overhaul. Looks like it's got some way to move it around the cockpit with that little imaginary hand if you watch the preview video.
I believe it's just different settings in the FMC.
Yeah. But it'll be nice not to have to, click through the computer just to be able to patch gates and open doors and all that stuff.
I wouldn't get your hopes up on that. To be completely honest.
I think 737 driver, or I guess it's 830 driver, whatever he is now. He has a video about it, a preview of the tablet, and I'm going to watch it after we land. I have not seen it yet, personally.
Oh, I've not seen that either. They're not lifting the NDA till tomorrow, so that'd be surprising if he has a preview of it already.
Feature preview. Well, I mean, I'm sure as much as he's done for them, he's getting early access. Or not access is the wrong word. An early NDA release.
I just want it ported back to this. I know they are going to do it. They said they're going to port most of the features back to 737. Because although I'm excited for 777, just 737, you can't beat it.
It is great. It is the workhorse of their airplanes, so I'm sure there'll be pluses to the 777. One, it'll be new, so it'll be fun to learn, and it'll be big. But with the larger airplanes, you do have that heft to throw around. It's not as easy to maneuver as a 737 is, for example. Which is something that we'll get used to as users, but... And then just your... when you're descending, it's probably a lot harder to lose speed compared to 737. Because you got a lot of weight up in the air. What is the max takeoff weight of that thing?
Let me check. So that's in kilograms. Why? 775,000 pounds.
Compared to our usual, 167, 168, somewhere in there? So, multitudes heavier?
142,000.
For which variant?
That's the 400. Hold on.
Yeah, I thought that was a little low.
Let's do the Dash 900 just for...
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, 187.
Okay, so you're looking roughly 4 times bigger. What's up, Ellie?
There, sorry, unmute my mic.
We are over Tampa right now, if you are wanting to join. So, depending on how fast you can get up and flying, Fort Myers or Punta Gorda, somewhere along there, Sarasota maybe even.
You descending yet, Michael?
10 minutes to top of the sun.
Now that we do have the 777, are you ever going to go back to the 737?
Oh, I'm sure. We don't tend to just fly one thing around here, so.
Which airport are you coming up on?
We just passed Tampa. Sarasota would be the next one. And then Venice.
You're assuming I knew American geography.
Tampa is the west side of Florida, about halfway down.
Oh, Tampa. Okay. Oh, but that's not in your flight plan.
No, I don't think it was a waypoint.
We're kind of flying over it.
Yeah, we're at cruise, flying over it.
Yeah, it's going to be a few minutes. I got to program this in.
If you might want to go a little further south. Fort Myers probably has a nice airport. There's a little bit of weather in the area for Key West, looking at the radar on Volanta here, but not seeing anything that's going to cause us any concern.
Wait, you guys are in Colorado?
What?
You said Key West, so that's in Colorado, right?
Yeah, we're going to Key West, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're that far through the flight plan.
Yeah, we're, what, a little over halfway?
Yeah.
Been in the air for, what, 40 minutes? They offered up a manual with this thing, but it's more about a show and tell, and less of a actual do this or that thing. Oh, here we go. Speed. Indicated airspeed or Mach. That's how you do it. Right there. On the autopilot. Oh, we're turning.
Ah. How simple.
Yeah, imagine that. You know, we would be on the autopilot, right?
Mm.
Oh, I don't know if you guys saw, but Matthias said that he's releasing the 777 manual on Saturday.
Oh, really?
So, yep.
I will have to take my iPad with me and read through that.
Sorry, you passed Tampa at the moment, or?
Yes, we are over Sarasota now, which is south of Tampa.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so
I'm gonna get up just in time to land at the final airport.
go ahead and go to speed mode. How do you change to Mach? That's how you do it, Ron. When you were saying left click then right click.
Yeah, I just hold on. I just went to an ad.
Oh.
now I can see a screen.
So yeah, if you left click, it says disengage. You left click, hold it, and then right click. It'll swap to Mach.
I see.
Okay. So what does that mean for nav mode? I wonder. Anything? No. Okay.
I don't think I've ever done an RNAV approach in this plane. I got it. It's in the flight plan, so I guess I just put it on approach mode and let it go.
Yes. All right, we're climbing
for the
again.
best.
So let's go
Yeah.
to-
I can always, let's see. Miami's not that far away. I don't know. Of course, it feels like Miami here now.
The amount of self-control it's taking to not pop in an F-22 and buzz over you guys is tremendous.
All right, I got 5
Who's
minutes to top of
stopping
the
you?
descent here. I'm going to run and check on the first officer real quick. I'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, First Officer Bodie was chilling at the front door, observing his pupdom. Watching for stranger dangers.
Is what?
Pupdom? Pup Kingdom? Puppy Kingdom?
Over his kingdom. Making sure that everything's okay.
Yep.
That's funny.
So,
My
yeah.
wife calls it when the dog is checking the perimeter.
Yeah. Oh, there's a third altitude. Interesting. How does that one differ? Oh, it doesn't. It's just okay. Never mind. Yeah, he's over there. Anytime somebody walks by, he's like, "Essence." Around the 1 minute marker for top of descent, we will start. We'll go into descent speed mode. And one thing I'm curious about is why is vertical speed still on? Here to altitude select is it's in arm mode, that's why. So if we go to vertical speed and push it over just a touch, it should recapture back at 41,000. So it does there for us. Captured. And leveling off. Uh-oh. See, he's out. You hear that? Peasants! 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 Well, you know what? We might change up our approach just a touch here. So I didn't put in a vector, or not a vector, but a transition here. So we probably want jets. Let's load that in. That should smooth out that and do exactly what I wanted to do, which would be a left base here. Yep, that's perfect. A little squiggly just because probably our speed at the moment, but.
Yeah, I'm going direct jets now.
Oh no, now second officer's barking.
Mm.
Second officer boots.
I'm just getting over Sarasota.
One thing that's interesting here is this clock. So I currently show 0014 Zulu. This clock shows 2322. Did we lose our top of descent because I was messing with that, or did we pass it when I was not paying attention? Probably passed it. So let's go ahead and go to not glide slope, speed. And we're going to decrease our speed and decrease our altitude. Going down to 1500. Whoa! Is that Dev?
Yes,
Couldn't
yes,
resist.
it is.
He couldn't resist.
Nope. Alright, let's do select. There we go. We're actually about exactly where I wanted to. That was a bit of a rough angle there, but so if this gives us our arc here. It does. So let's let that settle out, then we'll adjust our speed. Looking for 7.5, which is pretty much right on it, so it's holding it pretty well. It's in pretty quick though, so let's give it a little extra gas. decrease our climb or descent rate. More for 2,000 feet per minute, not 4,000. That's the fun of these airplanes, is learning how to use these. You know, the lack of VNAV makes it a lot more interesting. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and move our dial over to 150 knots. That'll be our approach reference. Let me double check that number. Let me see if anybody in the Discord has mentioned the approach speed.
Oh, tonight.
Sam? I don't know if there's an approach speed calculator in the... I wish there was some, like, takeoff and landing information. Oh, you know what? Doesn't... Simbrief have an approach and a landing performance. They do have that. Oh, here we go. Let's see what this says. So... LearJet 35A, default, runway 9. Length is fixed. Flap setting 40. VREF additive, let's do plus 10. And populate weather and calculate. Oh, that is fantastic. Okay, so actual landing distance is 3,213 feet. Factored landing distance 4,310. And that gives us about 500 feet of margin. Approach speed is 130 knots. Okay. I did not expect to use the Simbrief landing and takeoff performance calculations, but being in this aircraft, it was necessary. Second officer Boots is in my lap. I have an intruder. He's like a big fluffy marshmallow right now. Needs a haircut. Alright, so we are low enough in altitude to go ahead and swap over to speed instead of Mach. So let's... Oh, whoops. Too many buttons, too many buttons. Alright, so let's go ahead and decrease that some. Looking for about 270 or so. Around 2,000 feet per minute.
What's our arrival airport again?
Key West.
Thank you.
Far away, you guys, at this point.
I am straight line, maybe 100 miles. No, not even that, probably like 80.
I didn't. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it tonight.
Okay. Hop on a helicopter and greet us. First Officer Bodie, don't hit the rudder pedals. He started backing up that bodacious booty and started running into the rudder pedals. Oh, don't hit the trim either. Come on. You like to come in here and just sit on my rudder pedals sometimes. Alright, I am still not slowing down as I would expect to. Okay, airspeed. Yes. I hear you. It's leveling off to... Sir, my ears. Good thing I got a limiter on the microphone so you guys aren't getting blasted by those barks like I am. We will go do something after this, I promise. Yes, I promise. Oh, do I need a bath? Do you need a bath? He's got this little nub. He's an Australian Shepherd. He's got a little nub going on, and it's growing the hair in a funky way. So it's like this little pointy, hairy nub wiggling around. So I need to pull a little bit of throttle back. Put that banana arc back into range there. So yes, I don't think there's any sort of calculations in this tablet. But it was very cool that I was able to use Simbri for that. I hit copy. What does that post as? I'm gonna put this in the schedule channel here. Oh, look at that. That's cool. I don't know if can I post that into the chat? I don't think the format's gonna be great. No, it's not.
Oh, my brother's made it into it.
Oh, Boggins, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, just long day.
I understand. It's
Yeah,
been a long week for me.
I'm just trying to get things running as well myself at the moment.
Ah,
We're a little behind the curve on the descent here. Just a touch. So I'm going to pull some throttle back. And the local altimeter graph shows us at 3000. See, when I posted that into the chat in YouTube, it didn't really post the whole thing. Did that pull in my landing weight?
My
Oh,
flight
it did.
simulator keeps freezing up.
Okay, let's go ahead and transfer over to the 300 barrow. We're getting close to 18,000 feet. Gonna have to constantly keep adjusting engine power here as we get into some thicker air. You know what? I'm not on live time, am I? Dang it.
It's almost sunset.
Yep, there we go. That's a lot prettier. I've been missing out on the views. Look at that moon. No wonder this week's been so crazy.
I was just looking to see if it was full.
It is full.
But I couldn't tell.
I think what gets me is I at one point set a preset in the world map, and it keeps defaulting to that versus the live weather, so I need to adjust that. It keeps getting me. We've been missing out on the sunset the entire time. I just looked over at the day-night line on Navigraph. I was like, wait a minute. So there's the tip of the main, I will call it mainland Florida, and then Key West is this sliver on out here, so you can actually see it a little bit. Which I'm pretty good at on our angle there. We will have to start slowing down our descent rate though to, or not our descent rate, but our descent speed to 250 knots shortly.
Ken, are you almost ready to land?
I am, let's see, 60 miles from Chits.
Oh,
does Key West have a ILS?
No.
No, RNAV.
RNAV?
I've not done an RNAV in this thing yet, so I'll be curious to see how it goes. While we're thinking about this, you know, I would probably benefit from just looking at the checklist for landing here, because I've not actually read through the entire checklist. So, descent. Windshield heat is required. Cabin controller, field elevation. We should be able to go on down to 0 here, because this thing at sea level can pressurize to a pretty high altitude. Yeah, we're good. Well below 24,000 feet, so we'll go ahead and let that start changing the cabin pressure. Anti-ice systems not needed. Transition we did. Recognition lights are on. Those are over here. Those are on. Pressurization is decreasing, or the cabin pressure, or cabin altitude correction is decreasing. Words are hard. Decreasing, and PAX briefing, cabin secure. Okay. Let's look at our approach. Whoa. Circuit breaker's in. That's a scary thing to have to worry about when you're... Circuit breakers are not simulated in this airplane, so we're okay there. A little bit more power
I'm still
back.
mad about that.
Hydraulic and emergency air pressure check. So hydraulic pressure's good, emergency air is good. Fuel balanced. Right wing, fuselage, left wing. Looks pretty balanced to me. Okay. Fuel approach setup and briefing. We're going to be RNAV into 9. Hopefully we have everything set up correctly. Getting close to 10,000 feet, so we are going to slow down shortly. Position indicator lights out. Lead valve test. Lead valve test. I would expect it to be somewhere over here, but I don't see it at the moment. I'm not going to spend too much time searching for it either. 13,000. Before landing, spoilers retracted. Spoilers are retracted. Flaps 8 or 20 degrees. Landing gear down. Taxi landing lights is required. We'll go ahead and get our landing lights on. These don't slow us down any. Anti-skid on, lights out. Anti-skid is on, lights are out. Engine sync off. That's an interesting one. I guess it probably limits your engine, like you could be losing performance when you need it kind of thing. So engine sync is off. Okay, it was already off. I had it off the entire flight. Oops. Thrust reversers disarmed? Wouldn't you want those armed though? Flaps down indicated. Hydraulic pressure ignition on. Pilot disengage. Yaw dampener off during flare. Go ahead and turn our yaw dampener off. Oh, you know what? That probably kicks off with the autopilot. Make sure we're still on the autopilot here, so okay, we're turning. Alright, there's 11,500. Let's start slowing down some. For 250 knots. Full power. Continue descending. Go right around 250. Let's see where it settles out at. Getting a little bumpy down here. Whoa, there goes somebody. Who was that? Is that you again, Dev? Blocking us.
I don't think so.
Ooh, look at that sunset. sloggins that time. Oh, look at that picture. I didn't mean to get that, but take it.
Line up with you. I have no clue what heading you're at.
Heading is
Yeah, you
currently 219 or so. Okay, we're at 250 knots, below 10,000 feet. That's perfect. We are going to slow up a bit more once we get closer to our altitude here. So I actually need to give us some power so that we level off just a touch.
Yeah, I'm just flying longitude tonight. It's pretty much my only jet.
Yeah, there's not a ton of private jets that are worth their salt, so after landing... Let's go ahead and get rid of this thing. And I will turn on the floodlight a little bit for you guys watching. Make it a little easier to see. I believe it's probably going to be pretty dark by the time we get on the ground. Now that I have my real time engaged. Any overhead lights? Well, we could go check out the cabin lights. Cabin lights. Whoa, it's bright. So we're just managing this aircraft through autopilot currently. I'm gonna get busy here in a moment. Once we get about right here, so I'm gonna start slowing it up so make these little S-turns a little easier on us. We go ahead and get down to around 200 knots. I'm gonna try decreasing our descent speed and decreasing the throttle at the same time, see how smoothly that goes. I'm sure there's an art to it in the real airplane. Get track IR back enabled. Come on, Boots, get down. Why is it any time I want to land the dog's jumping on me? And that's the airport right in front of us there. Well, that's the, what's the other airport down here in Key West?
Naval Station.
Yeah, the naval station. That's right down there. Got a bunch of traffic in the air around us here. Plenty of fuel left, about 1,800 pounds. Still curious about this timer. Light time.
And my game crashed.
Oh no. I'll have to figure out the timer thing there.
Are you in live time right now?
I am now, yes.
I'm wondering if I'm in live time because yours looks a lot darker than mine.
Yeah, I just turned it on, so.
Uh, uh, 8 p.m. But okay. I was
Yeah, it should be
a
8:36
little
local.
bit back. There we go. And now I see that add-on, that Parallel 42. I get Northern Lights year round,
Oh, nice.
regardless of where you are in the world.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I seem to have lost my banana arc there. Thank goodness. Bodie, please. Oh, jeez. Bark, 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 bark. Sir, we have got to work on this door manners. First Officer Bodie is upset. I'm going to go ahead and start decreasing my speed and decreasing the throttle at the same time. I'm going to target around 200 knots. Be nice if there's some sort of indication of what it was. And maybe there is, I just haven't found it yet, but... There's the naval field. Our airport's off our nose. What's the speed? Extra throttle. Sir, come on. Picked a bad time. Oh. Bodie, go on. Lay down. Lay down. Still check our altimeter here. It's still showing 3000. And I'm in IMC for a moment here. Showing that I need to be another 1,000 feet down. We'll throw it back just to get a little descent rate back. There's that arc. Yeah, this is a fun challenge to manage with your throttle, your actual descent rate. There's very fine adjustments. Who's that? There's Ken. He's on final, it looks like.
And that moon's really looking good.
Oh, I just totally overshot the air runway.
Uh-oh.
Actually, well, which runway? Which is the runway approach we're taking?
9.
Okay, then I didn't overshoot it. I'm going around. Aha.
Alright, there's 200 knots. Let's go ahead and get a notch of flaps in. 8 degrees.
Well, so far, this thing actually flew that approach pretty good.
I'm curious to see how well this handles on RNAV. So I got it sitting about 170 right now indicated. About to do our 180 here. With that arc about where exactly where I want it. Is that left turn? Once we get lined up, we will arm the glide slope. Altitude select is armed at 1500 feet, which is our final approach fix altitude. Busby is where we are looking to capture the glide slope. How's a foot alarm?
See.
Something's yelling at me. Speed, I guess. Go ahead and go 20 degrees.
And I'm down. One piece tonight.
Nice.
Finally.
And arm glide slope. Do a little early, see how it handles it. We're about to capture at 1500 feet, which is perfect. We timed that perfectly, actually. Speed alarm, where is it yelling at me? So I'm at 170. Okay. Yep. He's yelling at me, I needed more thrust. Get that speed up.
Well, I was just not calling you a retard. You're all right.
Right? We'll hold that throttle setting right there. Let's speed up a
Who's
little
that
bit.
just landed?
That was the most horrible landing I've ever done. Well, I was trying to, the auto throttle was stuck on, and I was like trying to click on it, and of course, yeah, I'm staring down at the throttle versus where I'm going. But I'm
So
still
far-
in one piece.
So
There
far,
you
this
go.
has been a pretty smooth
I'm-
approach for me so far. I'm hoping it transitions into a good landing.
I might have drifted off the runway just a little bit, but
Might be buying some
Nobody-
sod,
no-
but not too much.
Nobody was looking. Me, I got it on video.
So our approach speed was actually 130 is what it said, which seems a little low considering that's where that line is right there. So I'm going to go 140 as the target. We'll see how that feels. We can try 130 for a moment, but I feel like it's going to start stalling out on me. We are below 1,500 feet though. Let's try and keep that speed. Oh, it's because the altitude select disappeared on me again. That's what it was. Okay. Not too big of a deal at the moment. Glide slope's coming in, so go ahead and get ahead of this a little bit. Get the gear down. Start slowing up. Looking for 150 on the flaps 40. Make sure this captures. Captured. Beautiful. Pull that power back. I hear ya. All right. Vertical speed capture final on glide slope. Gears down. 3 green. For the final flap setting, there's 150. Let's go full flaps. Bring some throttle back in. It's going to slow down real quick. There we go. That stabilized. Alrighty. Autopilot off. It's getting bumpy. Pitch low here.
No pressure. I got the camera looking right down the runway.
Yep.
I've got a camera rolling for the world to see.
Same
Oof.
On my screen, they got fire services rolling out.
Uh-oh.
Somebody tipped them off, huh? Y'all know that's havoc. We gotta have fire and rescue.
Where'd you go? Oh, that was you.
You know, I don't even know why I bother taking the pictures, Michael. You know, it's always going to show up as those square-tailed bonanza.
Yeah.
Gee, wasting my time.
Oh. Do not have steering, so I'm going to roll it out. Steer lock on.
Yeah. Bonanza. I had the
Do
LearJet.
not give me steering still. There it is. Okay, cool. Welcome to Key West. Flaps up. I gotta remember that steer lock because you don't have enough steering to turn off the runway when you land. This a dark. There's the line. Okay. Butter, waffle, and pancakes. There we go, Diesel. I've missed that. Thank you.
So who's flying that good-looking longitude next to me?
I didn't spawn. I pulled up beside you.
Who's that,
I mean,
Commander?
that's Bloggins, yeah. That's me.
Hey, man. Long time no see.
Work's been busy.
Well, these lines are very confusing. I got negative 64 on the landing rate though. We'll just pull up right next to one of you guys here, right in between you. Okay.
And you're trying to make that old bonanza look good, huh?
Yeah.
One thing I wish Microsoft would get straight, you know, so we see actually what you're flying without having to have it, you know.
That would be nice.
Yeah, where you could you could have an option to transmit just your skin, so that, like, you know, a peer-to-peer thing.
Yeah.
Well, even if you make a mod, submit it to them to put in their database, and whenever you're flying things, it just you know, appears. All right, autopilot off. Let's go ahead and shut these engines off. Here they go. And get this girl shut down. That was a good flight. That actually went pretty well. Not perfectly smooth, but
it was fun though. That was a good one.
yep.
Yeah, I missed a bit of it, unfortunately.
It's perfectly fine. Alright. It's off. Off on the yellow dampener. Alrighty. Yeah, negative 23 is what Diesel estimated. He almost got it at negative 64. There you go. This thing is a much faster landing airplane than some others of this size for sure. Now, let's see here. If I pull up the iPad, get a GPU pull over here. See, some reason, I don't know if it's because you got to be at a parking spot or what, but you can't always get a GPU.
I wonder if it's is it proximity to other aircraft slash objects?
I don't know. Haven't quite figured it out yet. Alright. These guys, with my now about 3 hours of flight time, managed to survive the flight with me. And I'll be right back. Hey guys, I appreciate you all joining tonight. I hope you had as much fun as I did. That was definitely a new experience in terms of managing the descent rate and everything. It was a very CRJ-esque. So maybe new experience is the wrong term, but a unique experience. People taking off like a rocket ship over there. What is that? F-35, Colby. Go get dinner. Y'all have a good night. See ya, Diesel. Thanks for joining, buddy. Catch you next time. Alright guys, I'm going to hop off here, go take care of First Officer Bodie because he is losing his mind, as you guys are all aware, and go watch this video on the 777's new iPad. So, catch you guys on Sunday, and with that guys, happy flying.